Hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. I hope I find you well. Out and about again today in Darlington at Hopetown. Well, hi, a very warm welcome to Darlington. And yeah, I've not been to this museum before, Hopetown. It is a train museum. There are artefacts in here. Does seem to be particularly aimed at kids. There's a lot of play areas, a lot of interactive things, but we'll see how we go. This is North Road Station, or the old North Road Station, on the mainline railway. You can see just over there the Stockton and Darlington. I believe that's the old line there, but it's the main line now. One of the historical bridges just down the track that way, I'll show you later. Very, very famous bridge that I'm sure you will all recognise when you see it. And also on site is the A1 Trust, which are currently working on the P2, the Prince of Wales. Hopefully we'll get in the workshops there and at least see that from the viewing balcony, if not a little bit closer. But this first building here is part of the museum, so we're going to make our way in and see what we can see. Well, you have to forgive my shadow, but I'm just going to walk through this piece of artwork here with you. So, travel with foot, and you can hear the sound effect for travelling with foot. And the first rail track laid in the UK, this is in the 1560s. Now we move on to the 1780s. Steam powered well underway for industry. Now we move into canals and primary transportation for goods in the 1800s. The idea of the Stockton and Darlington Railway is born, and again the sound effects are changing as we move on. Tracks laid for steam in the 1820s. The opening of the Stockton and Darlington Railway in 1825. Goods yards open for moving goods. Passenger travel is fully underway. Then in the 1850s, discovery of iron ore, and 1860s, engines built at the North Road Works. 1870s, the world's first electric railway. 1880s, railways are now part of everyday life. And then in 1890, German Rudolf Diesel invents the diesel engine. And as I say, noises to accompany our little walk through the exhibit there as well. Got a bit noisy towards the end there, and yeah, forgive my shadow. Fortunately the sun's behind me. Well, what a fantastic building, North Road Station. So let's make our way in and let's have a look inside. Loving the wrought iron columns on the front here. Darlington Road Trust, North Road Station, designed by John Harris for Stockton and Darlington Railway and opened in 1842. Oh wow, just inside, look at this. The old ticket office and these mahogany desks or rails. Lovely, and the grandfather clock in the corner there. Really loving the wrought iron grille on here. That's fantastic. Well, let me just show you this picture quickly as we go past, because I don't want to get caught for copyright. But basically that very famous picture there shows the bridge that we will see later. I'm sure you're all aware of that picture. Certainly I recall it being shown when I did the Industrial Revolution at school. Pictures of locomotion pulling a set of cauldron carriages. Right, moving on through the exhibits here, we come into this room, and in here we have a meeting of Edward Pease and George Stephenson, and it's said that this is the very sofa that they sat on, and I'm just talking over the voiceover in the background, and as I say, the museum is sort of aimed at the younger audience, and it's very interactive, and you can see just in front of the couch here, if I zoom in, you can see the two figureheads talking to each other. I'll just move out of here so I can speak properly. Yeah, so that couch is where Pease and Stephenson first discussed the Stockton and Darlington Railway, and yeah, what an interesting artefact. There's a couple of things in here. We've got a chair pin that you can see. What else is in here? And the permanent way paraffin lamp at the end. And box of templates. I don't know what they're for. These templates were used to draw track and plan curves. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so model railways, you can buy a set of templates similar to this in the various gauges. So yeah, quite interesting. Now, I have had a quick wander around the museum. It is an interactive museum, as I keep saying, but from what I can tell, all the interactive bits, which are amusing the younger audience, they're not very intrusive, but they are very informative, which is great to see. They're not just games and things for the sake of it. They are very much educational, which is great. This one is a 1940s town coach, built for the Pease family by George Hay of Darlington in 1840. Just reading that off the sign. So again, another mention of the Pease family, synonymous with the Stockton and Darlington Railway. I'll just come down to the back of the coach and just show you the intricate work. I kept mentioning this at the Railway Museum yesterday. The little bits of detailing that are totally unnecessary, but just bring it into a different era and a different time. The lining on the wheels here. Yeah, very nice. A replica here of locomotion number 1. Again, a very interactive affair. You see the tender here is all opened up, and you come in here and push the button for sound effects. You see the fire roaring away inside the boiler there. Right, let me continue round locomotion. And we've got a cauldron wagon here. So as well as a lot of replicas, there are the original artefacts in here as well. Let me just come round to the sign. So cauldron wagon here. The cauldron was a measure of dry volume, usually a measurement of coal. The amount varied by region, but in the northeast, a cauldron was approximately 2.5 tonnes. It's metric tonnes. And this is an original northeastern cauldron wagon. Again, more interactive elements here, teaching about the railway. This one with coal merchants there. And now we move on to the larger exhibits here. The first locomotive, Stockton Darlington Railway, number 25 at Derwent. This one was designed by Timothy Hackworth and built for the Stockton and Darlington Company in 1845. And you see still the wrought iron cast wheels at the bottom there, but already, within a few years of the railway opening, the engine has moved on quite considerably. I will get a better shot of this in a moment. It's just it's people just to the left. That's a much better shot, and you can see the number 25 there adorning the top of the boiler. Looking at the way the wheels are formed, you can see an inner and an outer wheel with the shear pins all the way round and then bolted together in various quarters by the look of it. No, maybe the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6 bolts, so bolted in 6 places. And then we've got on the front here the coal tender at the front of the loco, and I'm guessing if we come to the back we can see the controls. This is there's a water tender on the back here. You see the very open footplate, but already the controls are a little bit more advanced. We've got the valve gear control perfectly accessible. We've got the the start of the regulator lever, and we do have some protection for the driver with the spectacles just up there. Brake lever on the tender. Fantastic to see. And a loco I've never seen before, so I didn't even know this was in existence. So there you go, I've learned something today. Yeah, we're moving down past, away from Derwent, past the cauldron wagon. Now I'm not sure which order I'm putting the videos up, but I was at the National Railway Museum in York yesterday, and I did explain that it's school holidays and I've picked a weekend for this visit, so it is rather crowded in here. So I'm desperately trying not to get people in the shots as I walk round. Just for moving down over here, what have we got in here? Some telegraph block instruments. I'm not overly familiar with these, but obviously you can see the line clear, line open, so obviously a blocking system. The trains running on sections of track and making sure there's not two trains on one block at any one time. Look at the old staircase there. How wonderful is that? Lovely station bench here. And into the booking office. So as we came in, we were looking at the sort of passenger side, and this is obviously the clerk side of the booking office. As I say, very, very interactive. So every room that you go into, you can hear different, speeches or videos playing. But just looking at the old typewriter there, and all the different tags on the wall.
It was like a whole new world opened up to me and my family.
Yeah, very atmospheric. Continuing to walk down another bench here, and original sign from the North Eastern Railway, and you see some of the posters there. I do love this old, railway art. Again, lots of interactive items all the way along. I'm skipping over these, but obviously if you're watching this and you are going to come here with kids, you'll be interested in those. But I'm sure there's lots of videos around that will, tell you all about the interactive areas. Now, I wouldn't make a habit normally of taking you into the gents, but it says here, this station had no toilets when it was built in 1842. Men's toilets were added around 1856. And this is actually an exhibit here. These wrought iron urinals, and the different toilets in here. It makes me wonder how many people have, actually mistaken this for the gents, but it is an exhibit in the museum. Right, moving on to this beautiful loco here. This is number 39. This is Stevenson and Hawthorne, the 060 number 39. Again from the Stockton and Darlington area. And what a beautiful looking engine. I'll just come back to try and get it into the shot. Just have a look at the valve gear. What a wonderful looking engine. Have a look around the front. Well, just in case you are interested, just here is Experiment. This is a time travel ride. It is an upcharge attraction aimed at the sort of younger audience. Now, those that have watched Michael Palin or are aware of Bradshaw's, these are some of the first editions. So here we've got Bradshaw's of 1868, and this is Bradshaw's Guide of 1847, this one that's open. I actually have a copy of the more recent Bradshaw's Guide, one of the later editions, and it sits on my shelf and I occasionally look at it. Bradshaw's Guide, extremely famous. A little lunchbox here from the North Eastern Railway, but great to see these very, very early editions of Bradshaw's. That's quite amazing. Little ticket booth here, but I'm just going to point out the chimney on top, which allowed the smoke from the lamp inside to exit. The cases and the platform paraphernalia here, and I'm just going to come across. You can't actually go out on the platform, but you can see here the original platform from the Stockton and Darlington Railway times that this old station building had on the side. A couple of really interesting coaches just over here. So this first one is a 1865 North Eastern Railway third class coach. Beautiful condition for its age. I mean, when you think how old this really is, over 100 and whatever years old. 140 years old, is it? Yeah, 140 years old, this coach. And what wonderful condition. And then the one in front of it is one of the original Stockton and Darlington Railway coaches. This is number 31, a second-class composite coach built by Horner and Wilkinson of Darlington in 1846. And you see it here in the museum. Absolutely splendid. And again, just picking up on the artwork on the side. Completely unnecessary, but you know, just sets these off. The detailing on the coach, and you can see on the top the luggage rack. Look at the luggage rack on the top, and I'm guessing that's a guard seat at the top there, or a porter, a guard, or a porter. I don't know. Somebody will tell me, I'm sure. Another interactive ticket booth here. And North Eastern Railway. You can see there the sack barrow. And this final loco that you see here in this particular building, this is a North Eastern Railways Express passenger engine, a 240, and you can see the number on the side there, 1463. This particular engine was built in, let me just make sure, built at Darlington Works in 1885, and it's the only chassis to have survived into preservation. And yeah, it's actually owned by National Railway Museum and the Science Museum Group. Yeah, wonderful to see this. Just trying to see if I can see inside the footplate. Let me just move past this colouring area. And, oh, look at the marquetry inside there. You know, it's this attention to detail that sets this whole era apart, isn't it? I keep saying it, I know, sorry, I keep repeating myself. But, you know, totally unnecessary, but absolutely wonderful. All the marquetry inside the cab there, and a particularly dirty working area as well, to go to all the trouble of putting all of that aesthetics in there. Yeah, truly something special. And just coming along to show you the works plate on the side here. North Eastern Railway 1885 Darlington. Moving round to the front of the loco, you see the springs, the leaf spring, external leaf spring, and centre pistons, centre acting pistons there, so internal frame pistons. I'm just going to come back over here to get a good shot down the engine. That's splendid. Not sure I've totally got the hang of this one. The idea is you stand on this platform here, just again avoiding people as I pan up, and yeah, you appear on the TV up here, but there you go. Well, let's pan round from North Station past the kids' play park. The play park looks amazing if you're coming in with kids. Just here on the side. Now I'm going to zoom in, my camera does zoom in quite quickly. You see the Deltic here, just sitting in on the siding. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a permanent exhibit. I can't see any way of it getting on the line there. I'm going to move round and just see if we can get a better shot. Bear with me. And there is actually a sign in front of it. Let's see if it gives some information. Yeah, so that is the end of the line, so it's not coming off that way, and indeed this way it runs down to the wagon works that we're going to go into in a minute. So yeah, so the sign there just says about the lime cells. I can't read it from here, and industrial evolution. Doesn't actually talk about the Deltic, but yeah, wonderful to see. I didn't expect to see that here, but I'd like to see that actually inside somewhere, and not outside as it is here. Well, as I understand it, in the latter years of Darlington came very well known for its construction of trucks and carriages, and here we have the carriage works, just to give you an idea of the relationship between the station building. Over there is the Deltic, and then the carriage works are just here. But let's go and have a quick look inside. This is where the museum stores all of its exhibits, and the guys we walked in said they've roughly got about 30,000 pieces in here. So we're going to have a quick look. I shouldn't think we'll be in here too long, but we're going to have a look. Well, very similar to the National Railway Museum in the North Shed. All of these artefacts are displayed in cages on shelves, but unlike the museum, you can actually see in them. Got this wonderful model railway here. Well, an absolutely huge model railway, the Stockton and Darlington line. Let me just walk along the railway here. I'll try and do it as smooth as I can. You've got the Stockton ticket office, the Egglescliffe Turnpike, Yarm branch, this is a marvellous setup. The Fighting Cocks Inn, the Croft branch, and down past the bridge. See another engine there. Nearly there, not much more to go, but you can see the size of this. What a fantastic setup. This must have taken ages. The East Thickley Quarry, the New Children, and they're onto the Brusselton Incline. And you can see the lifting winch at the top here, pulling the trucks up the incline. Sign there from Bishop Auckland East. Just going to show these old cases. So much history in those. Yeah. Anyway, just let's have a quick look around some of the exhibits in here. I mean, it's quite an eclectic collection to say the least. Different tools in this one, and yeah, track laying tools at the end there, and the chairs there for the rails. Sorry, the name escapes me. Different shovels, more chairs at this end, and yeah, these are printing blocks all on here. And you see the embossing machine for embossing tickets, all ornate there. ARP hat. Moving down, we've got lamps. And again, the block machines at the bottom that we saw in the museum. Whole selection of lamps. As I say, they reckon they've got 30,000 pieces in here. Some lovely bits of old machinery here. Those that watch the channel know that I love my old engineering machines. Nice little engine down there. Some works plates on the side here. 1957, look at that one, 1898, that one. Robert Stevenson and Co. There's a prosthetic. Yeah. Don't know the significance of those, but obviously some connection to the railway. The bedpan and all the beer bottles and railway clocks. And moving further down, different oiling cans and kettles. I don't know how much of this is actually coming out on the camera. Difficult to tell because it is behind wire. Hopefully it's focusing through the wire. Different pieces of porcelain here, all with Darlington on them. Quite a extensive collection. And locomotion in Meccano. And then this particular one has all the models that are here. Cool. There are some. Let me go around the base to start with. Lovely model of locomotion there. I don't know how much this is coming out, so I won't dwell too long on here because I think it is just focusing in on the wire mesh, but you get the the idea. And then at the top here, there's even more. These are all the Gauge 1 locos or at the top. And some larger scale. Another one there of locomotion. Beautiful models in here. And at the end here, lots of 00. I do like that. Saw that yesterday in the National Railway Museum. Wonder what make that is. I'll have to look that up. I've seen that as a model before. And hopefully that's coming out, but that's locomotion number 1 pulling the cauldron wagons in a bottle. And there's another loco there, I can't read the name on it. Wilberforce is it maybe? Inside a light bulb. Right, heading away from the carriage works. We're heading over to this building now. This is one I've both been looking forward to. This is the A1 Trust. Obviously A1 operating Tornado. Seen Tornado a couple of times. It's gone past the line close to my house. And I've got to see it in full steam. I don't think, well, I know Tornado's not here because I don't think they're connected to the main line yet, but certainly, hopefully we're going to see the P2, Prince of Wales, and see how much progress is made. The first time I've seen that loco, so let's go and have a look. Need to head up this tower and then there's a bridge across the main line, so let's make our way up. Well, because of my ankle, I've jumped in the lift to go up. And yeah, my first experience in one of this type of lifts. You have to hold the button to make it move. And yeah, I started off by leaning on the wall, which was not the right thing to do because the wall is moving past me. Now what I thought was a periscope here, because of the shape of it, and there's what appears to be a mirror at the bottom. There's actually it's actually interactive. You push the button, and I don't know if that's showing, but shows a video of locomotion number 1 actually coming down the line. I'm just going to lift you above the railing here so that you can see down the main line, Stockton and Darlington Railway there, down the line. And we're going to make our way down to the viewing gallery for the A1 workshops. Well, there it is, the LNER P2. Been built with A1 Trust, completely new build. That's where they've got to. I do believe the boiler's here as well now. Not totally sure. Got the tender just sitting here, and I was hoping to look around the workshops, and yeah, unfortunately I don't think we'll be able to do that. See the cylinder blocks right at the far end of the loco, and yeah, it's going to be absolutely splendid. I was certainly excited when Tornado came on the rail, so equally as excited to see yeah, the Prince of Wales first steam. You can see the wheels over there, the tender wheels, right in the background, and they've got the smoke box in place, the cab roof is all in place, and yeah, what a lovely workshop as well. Well, we did ask if we could go down and get some close-up shots, but sadly not to be, so I'm afraid the ones from the balcony will have to do, but it does look absolutely splendid, doesn't it? I'm, as I say, very excited to see it, but I will take some zoomed-in shots now with my other camera. Well, a couple of things to show you here. So just looking down into the platform, or along the platform, so I say I'm right at the end here, down into the platform of the station there. Now the main line, we did actually hear on an announcement, there's no trains today, there's a bus replacement service, so not going to see any locos running, but A gentleman just walking past, kind gentleman who works here, stopped and spoke to us for a while and explained that the A1 Trust, they're basically laying rails at the moment. The Army are relaying rails, and they will connect into the main line. The shed at the far end here is just in the distance. Basically, that's where Locomotion, the running version, or replica, should I say, of Locomotion, but the steaming version of that will be running later in the year, that's down in that shed, along with the newly built cauldron wagons. If you've been following the story, plan is on the 27th of September, that will then be running on the newly laid lines down to the A1 shed that's here. And then on the actual 27th, the plan is to run it down the main line here and across the historical bridge, which we're going to make our way down to very shortly, to recreate the famous picture, first ever train in 1825, running down the Stockton and Darlington Railway. Now, although there's no signs on these, I'm guessing these are original rails from the Stockton and Darlington Rail, the original seats, and not rails obviously, the seats here. There's a couple of bits of stone carved in here. This is 1834 on it, so yeah, obviously an exhibit on the way of some kind. There's some more bits at the far end here. Now, one thing I did miss, and I saw it as I walked round and I didn't get footage of it, is there is actually a section of the original rails in there, so I'm just going to nip back into the museum and show you those original tracks. Certainly is a great little museum, and fantastic if you've got younger visitors, all the interactive areas and the play park here, absolutely great. And the guy we were talking to said that this is just the beginning. There's plans to extend the place considerably over the next few years. Right, and this is the piece of track that I forgot to show, which is the fish belly rails. So if I just try and come around the end here, get some idea of the section, and yeah, you can see the chairs set into rock, original track from the railway, very different to what we'd see today. And down here, down below, this is the porter's cellar. And yeah, again, interactive down there, but yeah, can't see a lot down there, unfortunately. Well, as we make our way out of the museum, I have to say I was very impressed. Quite a small affair, but really good for the younger visitors, very interactive, but as I mentioned as I went round, educationally interactive, which is really, really good. Free to get in, parking is just across the road. Parking was £3, well, £1 an hour, so £3 for 3 hours. We've been here maybe 2.5 hours, plenty to see, but as I say, quite a small museum, but well worth the visit if you're in the area. And we're just going to make our way through the gift shop and head back down towards the car. Well, I bought a postcard in the shop. This is the painting by John Dobbing, and commissioned by Henry Peace in 1875 on the 50th anniversary of the Stockton and Darlington Railway. And it basically shows Locomotion number 1 and its overladen train. If you know the story, you know that it was said to pull, I can't remember how many people, but thousands of people in the coaches. Only 300 tickets were supposed to be sold, but it pulled over 1,000 people. Sort of a legendary tale, if you like, with all these cauldron wagons behind it. But the picture depicts the locomotive crossing the bridge there. This is quite a famous picture, and as I mentioned in the walking round, I kept mentioning the historical bridge. It's actually the Skern Bridge, and this picture, I mean, I first saw this in one of my lessons at school on the Industrial Revolution, and if I just pan up now, there's the actual bridge, Skern Bridge, crossing the River Skern, built in 1825 for the Stockton and Darlington Railway. Been in service ever since, still carries the main line over the top of it, so it's the oldest operational bridge in the UK. Listed monument, it's grade 1 listed, and yeah, fantastic to see. Now, I mentioned on the 27th of September this year they're going to recreate that first train over the bridge using the replica of Locomotion. I can only imagine this whole area is going to be absolutely full of people. But I thought I'd come down and get a close-up of the bridge here and over the River Skern. Quite a fast-flowing river, actually. And yeah, you can see the architecture and the stonework in there. There is a plaque here, Skern Bridge, designed by Ignace Banomi for the Stockton and Darlington Railway, the oldest working railway bridge, or the oldest railway bridge in the world, still in use. And you can see their transport heritage site. And just to say that I've walked through it, let's just make our way through the pedestrian side. And see it from the other side of the bridge. Let's come down here. Very quiet down here. And make my way back through the pedestrian side. Well, this is somewhere I've always wanted to visit, and yeah, yesterday at 10 o'clock somebody was just telling me the Flying Scotsman went over the bridge on its way from Shildon down to the Nene Valley Railway. And yeah, I'm hoping to see the Flying Scotsman when I get there in the future. A couple of weekends time, going down to the Nene Valley to see the Flying Scotsman. Yeah, crossed the bridge yesterday and I missed it. I didn't know, but always wanted to visit the bridge, so certainly another bucket thing done on a trip up to the northeast. Well, as we head out of Darlington now, we're going up the road to Locomotion in Shildon for the other side, the National Railway Museum. Hopetown, the museum we've just been to, absolutely amazing. I thought it was a great little museum, very interactive, lots of information in there, and yeah, certainly great for the younger visitor. And then to come here to Skern Bridge, somewhere I've always wanted to go, so yeah, really pleased to have finally got here. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, why not give it a thumbs up, and please check out our channel, lots of videos on there and lots more to come, including videos around the National Railway Museums up here in the northeast. And if you can subscribe, I'll be really grateful. Really does help me out and helps the channel out. And with that, I think I'll just wrap this video up, say thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.